Hey folks, how y'all doing? Today, talk to you guys about these two oil filters. This is the original filter off of my brand new 2025 Ram 3.0 Hurricane 6-cylinder. This is a Mopar filter, and this has a copyright date of 2020. And the part number is 684-66307-AB. And I can't tell what any of those numbers are. If you might be able to decipher, maybe 11 or 20, 11/4/24 maybe, if that's the date. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the filter that came off of my truck, and it was on there pretty tight. You can see this thing is kind of crushed up trying to get it off there. They had that dude cranked on there. And then the other filter I have is B Pro Auto, which at the dealer they said that Ram or Mopar or whoever, they treat this filter exactly as it is this, even though it doesn't have the Mopar logo or name. They said this is just as good. They stand by it as much as they stand by this Mopar filter. And this is their, what do you call it? It's their brand, but like a cheaper, better value kind of thing. And this one is 1BP00182 Alpha. Just copyright date on there 2023. And this one was 2024 1/8, so January 8th of 2024. And these filters are, this one's got this flat plate that's covering up a lot of holes under it, and then this one just has big holes. So we'll cut these open and take a look and see which one is going to be the better deal. I don't know right off how much a Mopar in this flavor cost, this part number, but I can tell you what this B Pro Auto Parts filter cost me when I bought this at the dealer where I bought my truck. They charged me $8 for this filter, and tax was 73 cents, so I was out $8.73 for this B Pro Auto filter. So let's just cut them open real quick. That ring, that gasket came off pretty easy. It's pretty thick looking. That one came off pretty easy, but the Mopar gasket it's a little thicker. Alright, that popped about like a can of biscuits. Let's cut this one. This one might be a little thicker. So this just has a regular black anti-drain back valve. This filter just, well, that's interesting. So I don't think that's supposed to happen. And I opened another filter and this same thing happened where this metal ring came off of that, and y'all just seen me because this thing was stuck on there just like this, and there it came off. Same thing happened to a John Deere filter excuse me, off of my John Deere with the 27 horse Kawasaki. It's an OEM filter, and it, you know, it's John Deere labeled, but that just separated right off of there. So there's already oil in that. You can see there's oil in there. So that not being sealed, there's a high possibility that, you know, I don't know that it was making it through, but it could have been. It doesn't look wet except for right there. Let's see if I can zoom that in a little bit. So if you look at this edge, there's a little bit of oil right there. And you look at this plate, you can see where the oil is crept all the way around it. But that edge is what I'm looking at right there to see along that if it's wet with oil. If that's wet with oil, that means it's been squishing its way through there, bypassing. My hands are oily right now, so I'm trying to dry them off and see. I don't think they're clean enough. Yep, so you can see right where I just wiped it, there's a little smudge line right there. You can kind of see it smeared right there. So it looks like oil was potentially floating its way through this, and could have been coming under here, and that was stuck on there pretty good. So this base plate has a lot of holes, more than this one. But this B Pro Auto one, it's very flat looking. Like, I don't know that it's, so it fits on the canister. It goes in here like this, but it doesn't look very anti-drain backy. See, this filter wasn't on this truck, but for a little over 1,000 miles. This B Pro, this original Mopar one was only on the truck for 850 miles. So I think it's kind of a toss-up without a scale to see how heavy which is which. But I feel like this B Pro Auto one is, I don't know, it's too close to call, by guessing. But that's not, you know, this isn't showing too good a sign. This is just a regular, rubber, and it's stuck in there. There it goes. But yeah, this metal cap just came right off there. And you can, I don't know if you can see that. That's totally wet right there. See that? If I didn't know any better, I would say that the oil was passing by that. That had oil had to be going by that. There's no way it wasn't. Being that wet, right there all the way to the edge, oil was. If it wasn't, it was fixing to be. I don't know what else to say. But you can see where it's all glued together real nice, other than the one gap right there. And it had this leaf spring top. It's pretty tight. I'm not going to mess with that right quick. Let's see if any light passes through there. I'm going to turn this big light off and use flashlight. Alright, now let's just see if any light leaks through there. I mean, it kind of put that thing all the way in the bottom there. I can kind of see some light going through that. I mean, that's still tight fitting. I haven't broke that loose, but there's definitely looks like the light shining through, and I don't know if that's because the glue looks that way, but the bottom doesn't look like anything was sliding past it. It's just looking off in there. Of course, you know. But that was close to leaking if it wasn't. And then I feel like that probably had a little. It's possible there was some going past this. This is on there pretty tight though. Let's see if we got it off. And there's oil in around it. So that's to be expected. There's some tension on that spring right there. It's pretty stiff. I wonder if this bottom will pull off too. Oh yeah, look at that. It's pretty loose. Like I said, that thing was only on there for 850 miles. That thing's, I don't know. Now, move all that stuff over. Now for the B Pro Auto. This filter, this one's just much better. I think at this rate, even though the original Mopar is a lot taller, I think this B Pro Auto would be the one to get. And this one's got a glued seam right here. It's just glued right here on the outside. And there's some little green, blue looking stuff in there. There's some more stuff right there. There's chunks right there. See them spackleties? And that's why I wanted to change the oil early. And everybody was giving me so much grief about it. And that's why. That right there is exactly why I wanted to do that. Because of that. There is some more in there. Some of that might be from assembly stuff, silicone or whatever. But that shiny stuff, that's metal. These pleats are pretty tight. It's pretty solid. There's stuff in there. You gotta pull it pretty good to see it. But it's definitely in there. Right there, right above my thumb over here. Not the one that ain't smashed. You can see it. So now maybe everybody will get off my case a little bit about changing the oil so early. But this filter here, the B Pro Auto, it just looks so much better. There's a little something right here. What is that? Can't tell what that is. That might have been from cutting the can open because it was very soft material. There's maybe it's just the fibrous ness of it. Looked like it was speckledy. There's some right there. Right there's a little piece right in front of my thumb. So this oil and this filter was in this truck. So I changed this one off at 850 and this one went on at 850 and I changed it at 2,000 miles. So as you can see, you can still catch stuff even after you do a very soon oil change. There's still a little piece right in there, right in front of that thumb. So like I said, maybe after looking at this, some people will get off my backside about changing the oil so early. But I can tell you what though, for the money of this filter, I'd buy this again. This is very nice. That presses wheel, it's not as bad as this one. I mean, that one's pretty stiff. That one's probably about the same. But that looked like there was obviously light leaking through there. And the top had already been allowing oil to get through there. So if you want to know to buy the B Pro Auto or the Mopar filter, if you want to do that, buy the B Pro Auto. This is, if you want to stick with a factory job, this is the one. Buy the B Pro Auto. And this can is a whole lot. It is night and day difference. This Mopar filter squish easy. This B Pro Auto, it don't squish as easy at all. This one over here, you can't get the same flex out of, you just can't. So, and then this is pretty clean on the inside for that little bit of time. This has more miles on it than this can, but there is all kinds of stuff in there. There's chunks of stuff on the side of the can, some metallic looking stuff in the bottom down there. It's in the oil. I don't know if y'all can tell it on here, but there's stuff in it. See how shiny it is? Speckles. You know, the glitter that ain't supposed to be there. This is why I did my oil change early, and why I did a second one, to make sure that all of this stuff was out. If I'd have kept going with that, that would have slipped right past. That would have slipped right past the top of that filter. Right there. It just went on through. Or it went around the bottom of this. So, change it early. If you got a Mopar filter on that, dude, change it out. That's not supposed to be glittery. Now, that is my justification proved to everybody that watches my video about the oil changes. And then on top of that, this guy is plastic on the inside, which is not a big deal, but some people make it a big deal. This one, metal. with holes. And look at that inside. Totally sealed up down there. Nothing going past that. I would most definitely buy this B-Pro Auto if you was going to do the factory filter. Hands down, buy this. I thought about buying a new one that wasn't used and cutting it up to compare it with some other filters I've collected, and I'm collecting to cut open and compare. I think we'll compare this to that other set that I've got going on. And then this spring is pretty big too. It's pretty beefy. And it's aligned right there. So B-Pro Auto filter is money well spent for the Hurricane engine. Or, you know, this particular filter size fits a lot of different stuff. So you could actually put this on a Chevy, because a lot of these part numbers here, they fit the Chevy vehicles. So if you had like a 5.3 or something, you could throw this on there. Yeah, I would not hesitate to buy this again. The only drawback, or the only thing that I don't like about this filter right off, is this drain back valve. I would not run this. Well, I mean, the filter mounts like this anyway, so it's not gonna matter really. There ain't no oil gonna drain out of it, so you ain't gotta worry about it. So that's really don't even matter. I would buy this filter again. And this plate is heavy duty. That is a well-made filter. That right there. If you got a Hurricane and you want to use an OEM filter, buy that one. Don't get the Mopar one. Yeah, so buy the B-Pro Auto and not the Mopar, because that came off for no reason. That should have stayed glued on there. That came right off. It was very loose. That's not good. That is not supposed to happen. I said the same thing about that John Deere filter, and people are questioning me what I was talking about. This is not supposed to pull off. So, and now maybe, like I said, y'all quit questioning why I changed the oil so early. If some of y'all even seen those videos that's watching this one, buy that filter if you want the Mopar warranty. They'll honor that with the Mopar warranty like they would this one. That one's better. Anyway, this video's went on about 24 minutes, so I'm gonna cut it off. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you found this very useful information, and look forward to catching my other video coming soon. There's a few of the filters right there. Still gonna collect some more, so catch you later. Bye.